crossing out the hill. City up in that cell. Treat that bitch like a motel. Came a long way from strangers. All my shorties used to steal. Catch a play like random mouse. All my youngins in that field. Yo, a hoe up on my dick. She asking me to pay her bills. Bitch, I fell in love with pills. Found a pint, let's crack a seal. Since it's shorty, I've been cut for cracker. I'ma rock still. You know Slick gon' run it up.
Welcome back to another video. What's good with the YouTube? What's good with the Gtb family? It's your boy Quiet. I'm back with another video. So look, next up we got, she cucked her boyfriend after putting him to sleep. Let's go ahead and get into it with this video. If you are new to my channel or you're coming back to my channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you never miss out on another video. And so they never miss out on a video, make sure you guys go ahead and share the content so nobody ever miss out on another banger. Let's go ahead and get into it with this video.
Have you ever wondered what human skin tastes like?
No?
You can ask Catherine Knight, aka the first Australian woman to be given a life sentence without parole. Catherine did not only kill her lover, she took things several steps further by cooking parts of his body, intending to feed them to his own children. Welcome back to Twisted Minds. My name is James, and today we will be looking at the case of Catherine Knight. Catherine was born on October 24th, 1955 in Tenterfield, New South Wales, Australia. And her family background was said to have been unconventional and a dysfunctional one. Before she was born, Catherine's mother, Barbara Thorley, had been the wife of Jack Rowan. The couple lived together in Aberdeen, New South Wales, Hunter Valley. Together they had 4 sons. For several years, the family of 6 lived together until Jack discovered that Barbara was having an affair with his friend and co-worker, Ken Knight. As a result of the local backlash that followed the adulterous pair, Barbara and Ken decided to leave Aberdeen for Moree. After the decision was made, Barbara's 2 eldest sons stayed with their father, while the 2 younger were sent to their aunt in Sydney. Later on, Barbara had 4 more children with Ken. 2 of the 4 girls were twin girls, born in Tenterfield in 1955, and Catherine happened to be one of the pair. 4 years later, Jack Rowan died. So his 2 eldest sons, who stayed back with him, had no choice but to move in with their mother, Barbara. Continuing their life with Ken Knight proved to be a nightmare for Barbara and her children because Ken was an alcoholic and he was often abusive and violent. He repeatedly took sexual advantage of his wife, Barbara, as many as 10 times a day. In turn, Barbara would recount the details of her sex life to her children and would often say that she hated men and sex. One time, Catherine reported to her that someone wanted to get sexual with her, and Barbara's response was that she put up with it and stopped complaining. In later interviews, Catherine claimed that male family members, apart from her dad, often assaulted her. According to her, the sexual crimes continued until she turned 11. Arguably, this may have been the reason Catherine didn't have close relationships with members of her family. Aside from her twin, the only person she was close to was her uncle Oscar Knight. Oscar was a champion horseman who didn't stick around for long because he committed suicide in 1969, leaving Catherine devastated. In the same year, Catherine and her family moved back to Aberdeen. When Catherine started high school, she began to keep to herself. Even worse, her classmates remembered her as a bully. Once, it was said that she injured a boy at school with a knife during lunch break. On another occasion, she was injured by a teacher who claimed to have been acting in self-defense. However, this was only one side of Catherine. When Catherine wasn't angry, she was reportedly described as a model student who often got rewarded for her appropriate behavior.
Oh,
Catherine
she bipolar.
And got a job as a cutter in a cloth factory. At this time, she still didn't know how to read or write properly. She worked in the cloth factory for about a year before she left to get started on what she called her dream job. Catherine's dream job turned out to be tearing up offal at the Aberdeen abattoir. While she worked there, she eventually got promoted to boning, which earned her a set of professional butcher knives. Back at home, she hung these knives over her bed and said the reason was so that they would always be handy if she needed them. Catherine met her first husband, David Stanford Kellett, in 1973 in the local abattoir where she worked. The 2 were co-workers.
Just by that image, bro, think about it, bro. It be the girls that be quiet, right? The nerdy looking chicks. It be the nerdy looking chicks that had you like, oh, I ain't into her. She not my type. Woo, 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 stuff like that, right? Look, that's a good thing. Cause Catherine just looked like a nerd in the picture, you feel me? So it made her just look like, maybe she, I don't know, cause some people do take advantage of people that's quiet, shy, don't like big crowds, introverted people, you know what I mean? But man, she did all this, like, just by the title, it's just, you did what? Like, you're a model student. You feel me? Like, it's crazy. But you what they say, you would never know what type of person somebody is until you F with them.
Drinker, a habit which was said to have stemmed from having witnessed his best friend die in a rail yard, and later an accident involving a train and a school bus that claimed the life of 6 children. When David joined the Aberdeen abattoir, he became friends with Catherine's brother, and eventually Catherine. She would often intervene and back him up in his fights. At the time, it was no news in Aberdeen that Catherine physically threatened anyone who made her upset. Catherine and David got married in 1974, reportedly per Catherine's request. On the day they were supposed to get married, David said that Catherine's mother, Barbara, who had walked up to him and told him, "You better watch this one or she'll kill you. Stir her up the wrong way or do the wrong thing and you're Don't ever think of playing up on her. She'll kill you. She's got a screw loose somewhere." David may not have taken that piece of advice seriously because he followed through with his marriage to Catherine. On their wedding night, David woke up to Catherine trying to strangle him. Catherine's reason was that he shouldn't have fallen asleep after only 3 rounds of sex. On another occasion, David woke up to Catherine's knees on his chest with a butcher knife pressed to his neck, asking him if he had other women on the side. In this situation, Catherine only let David go because he said he wasn't cheating. The marriage between the two continually proved to be increasingly violent. One evening in 1970...
Hold on. So you basically tried to get this man up out of here because he only gave you 3 rounds. Shorty, we men over here. So it's like, if I give you 3 rounds, baby girl, that's all you're gonna get up out of me. I'm not about to give you 4 rounds and then, like, when you think we supposed to stop doing it? Is we supposed to stop? Ladies, comment down below and let us men know. You know what I mean? Like, 1 round is okay. But shorty, if I give you 3 rounds, like, and I ain't trying to give you no rounds after that, you should be satisfied. Like, I'm busting your cheeks back to back. I'm digging in you, son. Like, I'm slurping you. You feel me, shorty? Like, we getting wild, crazy in the bed. You feel me? So, ain't no reason why, you feel me, you should be trying to kill my mans. You feel me? And you try to kill him because you think he had a side joint. Why? Because he only gave you 3 rounds? Damn.
David was out at a darts tournament with his friends and got home late as a result. When he returned home, he saw that Catherine, heavily pregnant at the time, had burnt all of his clothes and shoes. She then took a frying pan and hit him on the back of his head. Scared for his life, David ran out of the apartment and into the home of a neighbor who called 911 after he collapsed. The test results showed that David had suffered a fractured skull and needed treatment. The police wanted to press charges, but Catherine talked David into dropping them. In 1976, their first child, Melissa Ann, was born. Shortly after that, David fled to Queensland with another woman after deciding that he couldn't take any more of Catherine's abuse. David didn't leave an address, so Catherine didn't have many options when it came to searching for him. The day after David ran away, Catherine was seen walking down the main street, pushing her baby in a stroller. Due to how violently she pushed the stroller, she was reported and admitted to St. Elmo's Hospital in Tamworth. Her diagnosis reports came back that she was suffering from postpartum depression. It took Catherine a couple of weeks to recover, and when she did, she went back to home with her child. Again, she put Melissa in a stroller and this time left her on a railway line. She then stole an axe and went about threatening people that she would kill them. Luckily, a forager known as Old Ted found Melissa and saved her just minutes before a train passed. This led to Catherine's arrest and a second hospitalization at St. Elmo's Hospital. While it seemed like Catherine was finally finally getting the help many would agree she needed? That wasn't the case, because the next day, Catherine was allowed to sign herself out after an oddly quick recovery. Choosing to process the pain of David leaving her in a slightly different manner, Catherine made up her mind to go look for him. A few days after leaving the hospital, Catherine slashed the face of a coworker in the Aberdeen abattoir. She threatened the woman to drive her to Queensland so she could find David. How she eventually found out about David's whereabouts, no one could say for certain. By the time they stopped at a service station, the woman had fled, and a few minutes later, the police showed up. When the police arrived, they saw that Catherine had already taken someone else hostage, a mechanic this time, and appeared to be threatening him with the same knife. The police were able to disarm her after attacking her with brooms. Following this incident, Catherine was admitted to the Morissette Psychiatric Hospital. At the hospital, she told the nurse that she had planned to kill the mechanic because he was responsible for repairing the car which David left him. She said that after she killed him, she would then kill David and his mother in Queensland.
Hold on though, right? Yo, she trying to get everybody that had connections with David. If you made that man a plate of food, you gonna die. If you even said that man got a nice car, you gone too. Man, if you even asked the man, sir, would you like to buy a candy bar? You going too. You killing the mechanic for making his money? This is beyond me. Bro, she nuts.
David of the incident, and ridden with guilt, he left his girlfriend and moved to Aberdeen with his mother to help Catherine. Catherine was released on August 9th, 1976, and along with David and her mother-in-law, the trio moved to Lispwich. There, she started working at the Dinmore Meat Works. David stayed with Catherine, showing support and encouragement, and on March 2nd, 1983, Catherine gave birth to their second daughter, Natasha Mayer. Clearly things weren't as bad as they once were. Although David tried to help as much as he could, Catherine probably felt he wasn't doing enough, because the following year, she moved back to Aberdeen with their daughters and later to a rented house in Muswell Brook. She went back to working at the Aberdeen abattoir before she suffered a back injury in 1985 and went on a disability pension. The government also gave her a housing commission residence in Aberdeen because she didn't need to rent an apartment close to the abattoir anymore.
David Saunders.
Amongst the things Catherine used in decorating her new residence were animal skins, skulls, machetes, rusted animal traps, horns, etc. It was said that she put these things up in every corner of her house. There was also a classic arrangement for placing her butcher knives over her bed. A year passed, and Catherine met another man who later became her lover, a 38-year-old David Saunders.
Damn!
A few months after they met, Saunders moved in with...
Hold on, she in love with the name David. Yo, she love that good David. But oh my God, how you date a David and then date another David? It's like, what is you on, shorty? Like, don't nobody do that. I don't know nobody that ever did that. Like, yeah, I like say if my man dated a girl named Stephanie, and then this other girl named Stephanie. Like, he gonna be thinking about this Stephanie with this Steph. Yeah.
Catherine and her daughters. Although they lived like a family, he still kept his former apartment. Catherine threw Saunders out on several occasions because she thought that if he wanted them to be a family, he wouldn't keep his old apartment. She thought that he was cheating, but she would oftentimes beg him to return. In May 1986...
Yo, that's my question. Women, why y'all feel like men gotta cheat if they wanna get their own crib? You feel me? We ain't gotta be, we can be together and I can have my own crib and you can have your own crib. You feel me? But I can see if it's like 2 years locked in. If we not living together by like 2 years locked in, shorty, like, alright, then you can suspect whatever fuck you want to suspect. You know what I mean? But if I'm trying to do my own thing, I need my own space. And you over here with your own space, how you mad?
She slit the throat of his 8-month-old puppy right before him, saying that was a sample of what she would do if he ever cheated on her. Although depressing, the two stayed together for a couple more years. By June 1988, Catherine had a third daughter, Sarah. The last straw for Saunders was when Catherine hit him in the face with an iron and stabbed him in the abdomen with a pair of scissors. They had been having an argument before.
I bet you he
Fearing for his life, Saunders moved back to his old apartment, and when he came back, he saw that Catherine had destroyed his clothes. He took an extended leave from work and immediately went into hiding. Catherine tried looking for him, but no one admitted they knew where he was. Saunders returned months later to see his daughter, but found out that Catherine made the police issue an apprehended violence order against him. Not much was heard from Saunders after that incident, but soon after, Catherine found another lover, John Chillingworth. Although there's no precise date as to when they met, Catherine became pregnant by Chillingworth in 1997.
Damn,
John was 43 years old and used to work at the Aberdeen abattoir with Catherine. The following year, she gave birth to a boy, Eric. However, Chillingworth soon broke up with Catherine after he found out that she was having an affair with another man, John Price. Catherine decided to move in with Price after Chillingworth broke up with her. He used to work in the local mines and had 2 children from his first marriage. Initially, his children liked Catherine, but things began to take a different turn shortly afterward. In 1998, Catherine had an argument with Price because he refused to marry her. To make him pay, she sent a video of items he reportedly stole from work to Price's boss. Price tried explaining to his boss that the items were out of date and that he didn't steal them but picked them out of the company dumpster. He was fired from his job regardless. Reports claimed that he had been working there for 17 years prior to the incident. In anger, Price kicked Catherine out of his house that same day. However, some months later, they restarted their relationship.
Oh, nah.
Catherine staying at her place this
time. Nope. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. If you come between me and my bag, shorty, you out the way. Ain't no few months, we about to link, we about to do this, we about to no, you gotta go forever. She just got you fired from your 17-year-old job because you wouldn't marry her, bro. Like, and then you went back a few months later and said, let's work this out. Oh, nah, bro.
Time. Price's friends were so livid about this, so most of them stopped associating with him. As the relationship progressed, fights between Catherine and Price became more frequent. So much so that Price would often show up at work with cuts and bruises. Eventually, Catherine found her way back to his house, and they lived together for a while. In February 2000, Price kicked Catherine out again after she stabbed him in the chest. Later that month, Price stopped at the Scone Magistrates Court to take out a restraining order against Catherine. Later in the day, he told his friends at work that if he didn't show up the following day, it would be because Catherine had killed him. His friends pleaded with him to not return home, but he refused, saying she could kill his children if he didn't. When Price got home, he learned that Catherine had sent the children to a friend's house for a sleepover. He stayed with his neighbor for a while before going to sleep at 11 p.m. Later on, Catherine came into the house, watched some television for some minutes, took a shower, and went to see Price, wearing a new black lingerie that she had bought. The two had sex, and Price fell asleep. A successful night?
So before they get started with the next part, so Shorty went over there with the new lace, you feel me? And was like, yo, baby, give it to me. He gave it to her. They laid up. He fell asleep. Now we about to get into where you effed up at, my boy. The next morning
at 6 a.m., Price's neighbor became worried, seeing that his car was still in the driveway. His employer also sent a worker to find out if something was wrong. The two tried knocking on Price's bedroom window, but got no response. So they decided to try the front door. There, they found blood and decided to call the police. The police arrived at 8 a.m. and also tried the back door. They found Price's body hanging in the hallway with his skin stripped off and blood dripping. They also found Catherine in a coma from an overdose. According to the blood evidence, it was said that when Catherine attacked Price, he woke up and tried turning on the light in a bid to escape, with Catherine hot on his trail. He opened the front door, but he didn't make it out and was dragged back into the hallway. There, he died after having lost too much blood. Autopsy results revealed that Price had been stabbed at least 37 times.
37!
Front and behind, with most of the knife wounds hitting vital organs. After Catherine killed Price, she decapitated and cooked parts of his body in a baked potato, pumpkin, beetroot, etc., intending to serve them to his children. Price's head was found inside a pot of vegetables. What? Catherine also draped Price's left arm over an empty bottle of soft drinks, with his legs crossed in a posture that resembled one of his photos. Beside his flesh was a handwritten note which read, "Time got you back, Jonathan, for raping my daughter. You, to Beck, Price's daughter, for Ross, for little John, his son. Now play with the little John's dick, John Price."
I don't even want to know her trial and sentence. Yo, son. Son, bro, them crazy women, bro, them toxic relationships y'all be going through or y'all be having, bro, y'all gotta, woo. Yo, this just blew my mind, bro. This about to make me like, son, I don't even know what to tell y'all. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know a response to this, bro, because this just blew me out the water. Shorty bugged out. So every man she laid up with, she had a baby by him. And if he didn't want to live with her, or didn't want to give her 3 rounds, or didn't want to marry her, Shorty went bonkers. She went nuts, bro. What? Yo, bro. Yo. I'ma holla at y'all. Hit the subscribe button. I love y'all, gang. I'ma see y'all in a whole nother video, bro.